Books of the Bible, the first book of Chronicles. The first book of Chronicles, genealogies, kings, and lessons in leadership, with a splash of humor. If you've ever opened the Bible to the first book of Chronicles, you probably thought, wow, this is one epic family tree. And you wouldn't be wrong. The first few chapters are all about genealogies, like an ancient version of Ancestry.com, but with fewer commercials. However, beneath the long list of hard-to-pronounce names, there's a deeper message: God's faithfulness to His people through the generations. So before you hit snooze on Chronicles, let's dive in and find the nuggets of wisdom and humor hiding in all those names. A walk through the family tree. 1 Chronicles 1 verse 9. The book kicks off with 9 chapters of genealogies, starting with Adam and working its way down through Noah, Abraham, and Israel. It's like reading the ultimate family reunion guest list, but instead of name tags, everyone's listed in the Bible for all eternity. You might be wondering, why should I care about these names? Well, for one, it shows us that God knows everyone in His story, even the people we've never heard of. Looking at you, Ram, and Jether. Also, let's be real, these genealogies are the original Facebook friends list. Everyone is connected, and Chronicles wants us to know it. The message here is that God works through ordinary people, just like the ones listed, and their stories matter. Sure, we don't know much about Azel and his 6 sons, but they were part of the bigger picture, and so are we. Sometimes just showing up is half the battle, right? David takes the stage. 1 Chronicles 10 verse 29. After the genealogies, things really kick into gear. Enter David, the man, the myth, the legend. Chronicles retells David's rise to power and his role in uniting the tribes of Israel. But if you're expecting all the juicy drama from David's life, like the whole Bathsheba incident, you're out of luck. Chronicles is more like David's highlight reel. It skips the scandals and focuses on David's leadership, military victories, and his heart for God. And David, he's pretty much the GOAT, greatest of all time, when it comes to leading Israel. Chronicles highlights how David sought God's guidance, especially when it came to major decisions like moving the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go smoothly the first time, and a guy named Uzzah ends up paying the price for touching the Ark. Moral of the story? Don't mess with sacred artifacts unless you've read the manual. But David learns from his mistakes, eventually, and Chronicles paints him as the ultimate king who loves God, leads with integrity, and prepares his son Solomon to build the temple. Speaking of which, David's dream, the temple. 1 Chronicles 17 verses 22 to 29. One of the big themes in Chronicles is David's obsession with building the temple. He's like that guy who really wants to build his dream house but keeps running into zoning issues. In this case, God tells David, sorry, you're not the one to build the temple because you've been involved in too many wars. But don't worry, your son Solomon will take over. David's response? Instead of pouting, he gets to work gathering all the materials Solomon will need. Talk about a supportive dad. David basically hands Solomon the ultimate DIY temple kit. Gold, silver, wood, blueprints, and detailed instructions. It's like if your dad gave you a Lego set and said, here you go, build something cool, but on a much grander scale. David's willingness to step aside and let Solomon shine is a lesson in humility and leadership. Sometimes, being a great leader means preparing the way for someone else to succeed. Mighty men and epic battles. 1 Chronicles verses 11 to 12 and verses 18 to 20. What's an epic Bible story without a few heroic warriors? Chronicles introduces us to David's mighty men, a group of elite soldiers who basically had the Avengers of ancient Israel vibes. These guys took down giants, fought off entire Philistine armies, and did things that would make even Chuck Norris raise an eyebrow. Take Benaiah, for example. This dude killed a lion in a pit on a snowy day because doing it in good weather would be too easy. Then there's Eleazar, who stood his ground in a field of barley while everyone else ran away. Imagine that. One guy holding his own while everyone else is like, yeah, good luck with that. Chronicles tells us that God gave David's army victory after victory, and the key was that David always sought God's guidance first. Note to self, praying before a big decision is probably a good idea. Stop for a few moments. I've got some top secret stuff I needed to let you all in on. Just a few secrets about modern Testament talks. The first secret is that we are so sick that COVID is jealous, like we're just straight awesome. And let's be honest, that's not much of a secret. Am I right? The second secret is that our content is killer cash filler. It's gold, yo. Gold. And you can take that straight to the bank. For sure. The third secret is a thing we call faith foundations. It's our Bible study, journaling, and art activity we end all episodes with. The fourth and final secret is simple, folks. Stay till the end and join us, so you too can grow your faith with all of us. And now back to the show. Idea. Lessons in leadership. David's census. 1 Chronicles 21. Of course, even David wasn't perfect. Chronicles tells the story of how David ordered a census of Israel's fighting men, which might seem harmless until you realize he was putting his trust in numbers rather than in God. It's like checking your bank account and thinking, I'm all set, instead of trusting that God will provide. God wasn't pleased, and as a result, a plague swept through the land. But here's where David shines as a leader. When he realizes his mistake, he doesn't try to shift the blame. He takes full responsibility and pleads with God to spare the people. David's willingness to repent and seek God's mercy is a reminder that being a leader isn't about being perfect. It's about being humble enough to admit when you're wrong. Solomon's big moment, 1 Chronicles 28:29. As the book wraps up, David gathers all of Israel together for one final moment of glory. He gives Solomon a pep talk about building the temple, basically saying, don't mess this up, kid. God's got big plans for you. David hands over the blueprints, the gold, the silver, and probably even a pack of spiritual Post-it notes. But the real highlight is when David leads the people in a massive offering for the temple. The people give so generously that it's almost like they're trying to outdo each other. It's like when your church passes the offering plate and everyone is secretly trying to one-up the person next to them. And that David's prayer after the offering is one of the most beautiful moments in the book. He acknowledges that everything comes from God and all they're doing is giving back what was already his. It's a powerful reminder that generosity starts with recognizing God as the source of all we have. So, in conclusion, Chronicles and the power of legacy. The first book of Chronicles is all about legacy. Not just David's legacy, but the legacy of faith passed down through generations. From genealogies to temple blueprints, the book reminds us that God's plan spans across time and through ordinary, imperfect people. Whether you're a shepherd turned king like David or just someone trying to figure out their place in the world, Chronicles teaches us that faithfulness is what matters most. It's not about being perfect. It's about seeking God in everything we do and leaving a legacy of faith for those who come after us.